Welcome children. I hope you understood what we learnt in the last session. Right? Welcome to the today's session. So today's session we are going to see chapter 2, that is about the PHP data types. So before entering into chapter 2, we'll see certain things related to this PHP. Okay. So the first activity, you are aware that PHP script should be embedded with the HTML. So you must list the HTML tags for the following. That is to insert in an image, what is the HTML tag, to display the list, what is the HTML tag, and to link between the two pages, what is the HTML tag, and to format the text, what is the HTML tag. So these are all the HTML tags you want to write it in this PEP activity. These 4 questions. Okay. So you know this HTML in the previous year, right? In 7th standard, we learnt about these HTML tags. If you can't get it back, refer to your previous year's book and write the HTML tag for these 4 following things. That is inserting an image, displaying list, link between the pages, and to format the text. Okay. So before entering into the class, let us have a quick recap. Recap, nothing but it is AV. We'll see the AV in your class, school, right? In some chapters will be having AV in Chrysalis, right? So in this chapter we are having an AV regarding the HTML PHP. We'll see that AV first. Okay. So the AV will be, just listen.
Every time you visit a website, do you wonder what goes into building it? It all comes down to HTML, the hypertext markup language. This is the standard markup language used to create web pages. HTML is also used to create interfaces for mobile and web applications. Web browsers read HTML files and render them into visible or audible web pages. HTML defines the structure of a website. It includes all text and media files or images. HTML is made up of a set of elements which are the building blocks of a web page. To delineate the elements, we use tags which are written using angle brackets. HTML tags are used as instructions to tell the browser what should appear on a web page. PHP, on the other hand, is a server-side programming language. It stands for PHP Hypertext Preprocessor. PHP scripts are written in the web server. The codes are generally embedded in HTML but can also be done in JavaScript. When a user accesses a PHP page, his web browser gets only the sent HTML code, as the web server has already processed the PHP code in the background. This speeds things up. PHP is used to generate dynamic page content and enhances websites and web applications. PHP can also do file management like create, open, read, and write files in a server. Collect data from a form filled in by a user. Do database management, control user access, can encrypt data. To give you examples of how PHP works, it can be used to solve math problems, creating shopping carts, display current dates and times, and so on. PHP and HTML work very well together, but they do have a few differences. Take a look. Firstly, HTML is a markup language and PHP is a programming language. HTML is used to create the actual content of the page, whereas PHP helps you create pages that change according to the data given to it. HTML is a client-side language as it is a shot and design your own web page.
So that's all about your AV time. So your AV time is over for this chapter. Okay, so AV time in school also will be seeing the AV time, right? Audio visual time. So in your chapter 2 you have your audio visual time, and that is what you have seen now. So we can enter into the class now. So after the PEP activity, the next one is the PHP syntax. So a PHP file contains HTML tags and some PHP scripts. So a PHP is this. It opens with the angle bracket. So it opens with the angle brackets with a question mark and PHP. Here inside this question mark and angle brackets only your PHP code will be written. Got it? So a PHP script will be like opening with the angle bracket and with the question mark. PHP indicates that this upcoming statements all belongs to the PHP script, and closing with the question mark and your angle bracket. Got it? So this is the syntax of the PHP. See here, in this example given, we are having a HTML script. Inside the HTML script, we have written the PHP program. So HTML header file, title header file is head tag is closed, and inside the body tag only we are going to write the PHP script. Remember, you want to write the PHP in the body tag of the HTML code. Okay, so this is your body part of your HTML code. Inside this body element, we are writing the PHP code. The PHP script will be opening with the question mark PHP, and whatever the statement you want to do, write that and close your PHP. Any doubt with this syntax? So we can have the PHP program separately, and also we can embed into the HTML. Got it? And this PHP program, it must statements will be ending with the semicolon. All the PHP statements should end with the semicolon. If you are not giving the semicolon, error will occur. It will not work properly. So that is the structure. So you want to write the PHP statements with the semicolon. Okay, it should all the statements should end with your semicolon. And PHP files are saved with the extension .php. So a PHP statement should end with the semicolon, and the PHP files are saved with the extension .php. Got it? And example is hello.php. Okay, all the program name, the PHP files should save with the extension .php. I said it before last year itself. Instead of saving your HTML file with .html, some students have saved your file with .txt, and you will be and you were calling me, ma'am, it's not running. We saw that, right? Many did that mistake. Like you instead of saying it saving as .html, you didn't save it as .html. You just saved as .txt file. So the HTML file didn't run it. The program was not run. So here also the same thing. It should save in .php. If you are not going to save in .php, your program will not run. Okay, don't, ma'am, this program is not running. First, you want to check all these things. Either every statement runs with the ends with the semicolon, and it is saved in .php. Okay, so this is your PEP activity 2. So here, assign numerals. So they have assigned the numerals for alphabets A to Z. So A is 1, B is 2, up to Z. So Z is equal to 26. So use the numbers assigned and decode your name to the respective number. So what you want to do? You want to write your name and decode it as the numbers. For example, they have given here Mary. So m in 13, m is replaced by 13, a by 1, r by 18 and y by 25. And here what you want to do? You want to replace your name with the numerals 1 to 26. Got it? So you want to write your name and write the numerals accordingly. This is very easy, right? Write it. And the next one is about the variables in PHP. What is meant by a variable? A variable is a storage area used to store the values, that is a number or a character. So whenever a program is run, the variables declared are replaced by the values. Okay. So a variable, what is meant by a variable? It is a storage area used to store the values. So whenever the program is running, the variables are replaced by the values. Okay. So in PHP, variables are declared using $sign preceding the name. So before giving the name, it should be declared with the dollar symbol. For example, dollar name is equal to Arun. You want to declare the name like this. So this dollar name here, this is called as the variable name, and this is the value Arun. This Arun is the value and this dollar name is the variable name. So if you are not giving dollar name, it will not take it as the variable. Okay. So to assign the variable in PHP, you want to start with the dollar symbol and with the name, and this is called as a value. So when the program is running, this value is assigned to the variable dollar name. Okay. Got it? So rules for naming the variables. There are 3 rules for naming the variables. The first rule is variable name start with the $sign followed by the name of the variable. Variable name should start with the letter or the underscore character. Okay. Variable name should not start with the number. So remember, variable name should start with the dollar symbol followed by the name of the variable. So the variable name should start with the letter or underscore character, and variable name should not start with the number 1, 2, 3. It should not start. It should start with the letter or the underscore symbol. Okay. Yes. So this is the rules for naming the variable. For what of these variables are used? For storing the values like this. For storing the values. Okay. So what are all the values called? Why we need values? So we are going to the data types. What is meant by this data type? See here. So data types can be an integer. It can be double, boolean, strings, array, object and resources. Yes. So what is meant by an integer? Integer is a whole numbers without decimal point. Double is a floating point, that is point numbers 1.4, 2.4. Okay. So integer without decimal point, doubles with decimal point, booleans either true or false. True or false. That values for boolean 0 or 1. Strings, sequence of characters, right? String is sequence of like NAME, name together is called as a string. Array, indexed collection of values. Okay. Array is indexed collection of values. This will be seeing in the upcoming chapters. Objects, instance of classes. This also will be seeing. Resources, special variables that hold references. So these 3, it is very new to you. I will be seeing it in the upcoming chapters, not now. So integer, double, boolean, string, array, object and resources are called as the data types. Clear? We'll see what are all the data types in detail.